Hey everybody, I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer, and welcome to another video. And today, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to talk to the entire community around Humankind. You know, I think a lot of us kind of wish and yearn for the days of Civilization 5, you know, and the strategy games before it. Kind of like Age of Empires 2, so like the late 90s up to strategy games that came out to Civilization 5, because I think you know, if you look at historical strategy games, I would say that if historical-based strategy games, that 10-year period between 1998 and 1999 to 2010, 2011 was when some pretty awesome strategy games came out, you know, that are historically based. You have basically every Civilization game from 2 to 5 up there. You have Age of Empires 2 and 3, and I've heard of some other ones that came out that were interesting. Rome Total War came out. 2005, the original Rome Total War, I think it was 2005. You know, just some great strategy games that are historically based, and I think you see that within the Humankind community. I think a lot of us have experience with those games. There's not a lot of people that I find that I like don't seem to have ever played a historical strategy game before. And I think that's good for the community. I've been a part of a lot of different gaming communities, been active in a lot of them, and I would say Humankind, especially on Reddit, is one of the, well, Reddit's kind of default toxic, but like Humankind on Reddit is like least toxic that I've seen. On YouTube, everything seems pretty cool. You know, I'm not part of a lot of YouTube comments, so, but it definitely seems like everyone here is trying to enjoy this game that is starting to capture us in a way that these old strategy games used to do back in the day. And I really like that. You know, I really like to be a part of that community, because strategy games are some of, I would argue strategy games, besides like esports games, are the most toxic gaming communities. I've been a part of Age of Empires 3, I'd say is probably the worst community I've ever been a part of. The amount of micromanaging and telling people they're stupid for not following a strategy is insane. I've been a part of Call of Duty, which it's Call of Duty. Rainbow Six Siege is extremely toxic. And the thing about strategy games, right? If you look at a first-person shooter game, it's very easy to see if someone's good or bad, right? Because, well, their aim is trash, maybe they can't hit shots, their movement's bad, you know, very mechanically based things. Whereas a strategy game, especially turn-based strategy games, even as far back if you look at chess or checkers, when it comes to strategy games, it's not that someone's necessarily bad, it's that they're stupid. That's usually what the comments turn out. You're stupid, you don't know how to play, you need to learn how to play. You know, like I said, Age of Empires 3. You didn't do this, and this. You're stupid. Because inherently, if we think of strategy games, I generally think of like big brain, right? Some shooter games, I can see people just like blowing through them, just like, you know, casually chilling out. But it's hard to, I feel, casually play a strategy game and not put any thought into it. And it's very easy to call people stupid over a strategy game when they don't. Oh my god, you didn't pick the hairpins of the Egyptians? What are you doing? Why would you pick the Phoenicians, you noob? What do you mean you didn't pick the Mughals? Are you dumb? That's generally how it goes. And of course, you know, I feel like if the Humankind community becomes like the mainstream historical-based game, we're gonna get that, right? Because those people do that. But I feel like currently, right now, the community is full of people that care about the game. I see lots and lots of long-winded Reddit posts, really well-thought-out Reddit posts about different things people have done, and it's kind of a, I feel like it's, instead of calling the game bad in a bad way, we're all making a meme out of it about how the game is like super easy to like launch spaceships into Mars and stuff. I feel like it's more of a meme and an inside joke rather than an inherent thing that we all like trash the game for. So now I actually want to shift a little bit to talk to new YouTube creators. I've actually seen a lot of YouTube creators on YouTube start growing very, very fast because their videos on this game are very good. I think that a lot of us, me included in this, that are YouTube creators, love strategy games and have tried making videos on strategy games in the past. And this is kind of like our shot, if you will, you know? Civ 5 YouTubers, Civ 6 YouTubers, and now it's us, the Humankind YouTubers. Luckily, Civ 5 and Civ 6 are still relevant, So those guys don't lose out. But I want to talk to the new YouTube creators. I would say, don't worry about how hard it is to make a video on this game, because I feel like a strategy game like Civilization or Humankind, it can get really, really intimidating really, really fast making a video, right? How long does a game lasts a long time, right? It's hard to make a video because you have a lot of game footage. A lot of the times I noticed, especially in like bigger creator videos, in my own videos, there's a lot of definitive, objective facts, right? The Greeks produce X amount of science. The hoplite is X amount strength. The Roman Praetorian is stronger than the hoplite, which is stronger than the spearman. You know, there's a lot of objective facts. And that's kind of like a trap you can fall into, which is, oh my god, I'm making this video and I improv'd it and I said wrong facts, you know. I'm worried about getting things wrong. Don't be, okay? Because I've done that before. There's a game called Oblivion. It's Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I think it's still pretty, like, a lot of people know it. And I did that. I would make tutorials, and I actually stopped making tutorials because I ended up realizing I got a lot of things wrong. That was one of the reasons I stopped making a lot of tutorials. But I learned from it, you know, because there's a lot of different ways you can, you know, fix your stuff. If you're really, really, really wrong about those objective things, just you make another video. Right? You can go in the comment section, fix it up. You can admit in the next video that you were wrong. Like, I have a video in my editing software right now as I'm making this video that I'm probably going to get 1 or 2 things wrong in the meta strategy portion of this video. And that's okay, because being wrong is how you learn. It's very awesome watching a lot of these Humankind creators because the game just came out. We're all still learning, right? I think the largest creator that's still making a lot of YouTube videos is Jumbo Pixel. He has only 100 hours in the game. Even though the game's been out a month, 100 hours is a lot of hours, you know? He only has 100 hours in the game. I have 50 or 60 hours in the game, right? Plus all of the research that we do to make YouTube videos. Other people have, you know, I saw on Reddit, in between 50 to 7,500 hours. That's not a lot of time if you compare it to how much time you could have put into Civilization 6 by now. There's Civilization 6 YouTubers that have put literal thousands of hours into the game, and they will not be wrong with what they say. All of us will be wrong in our YouTube videos for a long time. And not only that, the developers are really good at updating the game and fixing things, so our videos, if we are right, are probably going to be wrong once they rebalance the game. So just jump in, don't worry, you know, use it as an opportunity to learn. I think the most kind of like biggest YouTube advice I've ever heard, the greatest, is make 100 crappy videos and then worry about it. You know, that's what I do. I feel like my specialty is making videos for different kinds of games. That's why my channel has 4,000 subscribers, but I don't get a lot of views, is because they're all subscribers from different kinds of games. And the games that I do well in, I make about 100 videos on it, and I really, really learn how to make videos about the game. And then I'm, of course, learning about the game because I'm making videos about it. Now let's talk about the people who are really growing really fast, you know, who are actually doing really good. This is great. It's great to have new faces, you know, it's great to have new personalities. We're all pretty new to being, I guess, you know, famous or having YouTube momentum. And I think that the kinds of videos that are coming out are really good compared to some other communities. If you look back in the old days of YouTube, think of the top creators versus the top creators now in Humankind. We're doing way better than that, man. I think a lot of the topics that we're picking, you know, I feel like in the next month or 2 or 3, you're gonna see some very unique topics. Because a lot of the topics, let's be real, a lot of us are making key to early game videos, you know. Let's talk about the ancient civilizations. What's the best ancient civilization to make, you know? What's the, how do you make a civilization that produces nothing but food? You know, these are all ideas that are honestly pretty easy to come up with. I have a list right now of in between 1 to 200 video ideas that are very easy to come up with. And I think in the next 1 to 2 to 3 months, you're gonna see a lot of the creators just splitting off into their own real special realms. You know, you're gonna see streamers that do things differently. You're gonna see creators that do things differently, different types of how-to people, you know. You know, that one guy that is a weirdo and only plays the game on blitz mode for some reason. You know, you're gonna see all of that. Now there is a couple things that I would like to say because I've been working on YouTube, you know, for 6 years. I've been making videos. There's a couple things for the bigger creators that I would like to say. Hopefully they see this video. They're probably not gonna see this video. Let's be real. It's YouTube. Everything gets lost in the dust. Number one is thumbnails. I have made thumbnails on many video games, and thumbnails are everything. Thumbnails, the title is everything. Titles, thumbnails, and the intro to your video. Those are the three things that are absolutely everything that are necessary to make a good video. And I've noticed that the thumbnail game compared to other games is lacking a little bit, which is not bad in the short term, but it's very bad for your guys' channels in the long term. If you make a video, let's just say just a generic video, top 10 tips for humankind, right? The easiest thing you can do is not make a thumbnail, right? Some videos do well. Maybe the easiest thing is like you slap a gameplay together with some little fog or something, you know, something like that. Maybe you do what I did a lot for a lot of my thumbnails before I really started getting going, which is gameplay and just text. That's a real common one you see in a lot of gaming channels. Or then you get a little more advanced where you make sure the gameplay in the background is relative to what you're talking about. In the long term, that will leave you vulnerable for someone else to come in and simply beat you because they made a better thumbnail. I actually noticed this in the Oblivion community when I was making Oblivion builds. I noticed that a lot of Oblivion builds were not using custom thumbnails, and if they were, a lot of it was just gameplay and text-based, which is, it's very easy to do that, right? And so all I needed to do as a creator was simply take a thumbnail, gameplay and text, and whatever build I was doing, I would throw the image up onto the thumbnail, right? That was it. And that beat those creators for years. My videos would come up first. And then other creators put together even better thumbnails and beat my videos. So I would say for the majority of creators, definitely work on your thumbnail game. Also, this little corner of the thumbnail, probably like, if I wish I had like a piece of paper, like over here, right? In YouTube, the little box that says time, right? Like how long the video is blocks this. And I've seen some thumbnails where there's something important in the text in this bottom right-hand side of the screen, and it's blocked by the black box of text. So when you're making thumbnails, make sure you don't even worry about this over here. It doesn't matter. It is going to be a black box with the time of your video. Something else I noticed, which is very common with misinformed or brand new YouTubers, which a lot of us, let's be real, we're small and probably some of us are brand new, is something called keyword stuffing or tag stuffing, right? This is where if you go into the description of your video and you write out your tags, right? You go like Civ 6, comma, Civ 5, comma, Humankind game, comma. First of all, it is actually against YouTube's terms of service to do that in the description. It's also more bad points if, let's say you make a video about humankind and you put Civ 5 or Civ 6 in the tags. YouTube is very smart. Okay, if you don't believe me, they discover search result based on what is in your description and what the captions in your video say and what your title says. If you make a video that is all about positive news and you give it a sad title, the auto-generated thumbnail will look for the saddest face in the thumbnail. It's crazy how smart YouTube is. Google changed their algorithm. If you tag stuff and keyword stuff, your video will not pop up in Google search if it knows you're doing that, which I see some people doing. And so, I mean, obviously that's your YouTube channel can get deleted for doing that. Your videos are losing out on any Google traffic you will get. It will even lower your YouTube traffic because if I look up Civ 5 and I see a Humankind video, I'm not gonna click on it. That counts as an impression, and that's an impression that someone didn't click your video, which hurts your video's search results. So I can almost guarantee at this point, because I've tried tag stuffing before with irrelevant tags, and when I stopped that and switched my tags, and I thought about it, I actually thought about what tags describe my video, it started getting me a lot more results. And I think that if our community is to grow and be respected, as like an actual gaming community, not just a bunch of nerds, you know, second tier nerds. Of course, you know, the thumbnail game needs to go up, but the thumbnail game, let's be real, the thumbnail game always needs to go up on YouTube, just in general, right? But I think that we need to be more aware of tag stuffing and making sure that we have relevant keywords and tags. And I know some people, let's say I make a video on top 10 tips for humankind. If I write a description that's like 300 words and most of those words is the top 10 tips for humankind, welcome to my video on top 10 tips of humankind. In my video titled top 10 tips for humankind, you will find top 10 tips. If you do that, that's also keyword stuffing, and Google knows. But a lot of this stuff about keyword stuffing and thumbnails is very hard to find information on YouTube, and it's stuff that you only learn by, like, I almost feel like those two things are things that you learn by accidentally stumbling upon them. And I feel like the thumbnail thing about making sure that you kind of like craft a thumbnail in a way that's more than gameplay or no thumbnail or gameplay and text or gameplay text and some default character, you know? I feel like that thumbnail part comes from, oh, my channel's not doing as well. Well, that's because some rando on the internet decided to make a they hand drew their map on humankind and they did all this cool stuff and it works really well in color theory and all that. But overall, considering that this game has been out for 1 month, the community is really, really cool, all right? I think like this whole nitpicking of tag stuffing and thumbnail stuff does not outweigh the fact that I think a lot of us genuinely care about how good this game is and what the developers have pulled off with it. It's relighting memories of older games, times that we wish were here, you know, because I mean, Civ Beyond Earth and Civ 6 were good and Rome Total War 2 was good, but let's be real, they're not the best games in the world anymore. Especially, you know, Civ 6, I made a video a while ago saying Civ 6 was better than Civ 5, and I leave it up there because I think that as a whole, I prefer Civ 6 over Civ 5. But seeing how much money you have to pay now to get the full experience of Civ 5 or Civ 6, you know, like Civ 6 I think is like all the DLCs is like something like $120 to $200. Like really? For a game that just has all of the features that Civilization 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 had together? Like, come on, man. It sucks. And, you know, I've been hearing a lot of bad things about Take-Two, so I had hope for Civ 7, but I've been hearing, like I said, I've heard a lot of bad things about Take-Two and how they handle things. So, I have zero faith for Civ 7, especially after Humankind basically dunked on the fucking franchise. So, that's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you for Amplitude Studios and everyone that made this game. I feel bad because I don't even know. Hold on a second. Okay, good. It is Amplitude Studios. I mean, thank you for you guys for making this game. It's amazing. It's a beautiful game. It has problems, but I mean, let's be real. Nothing is as bad as the Civ 6 bug when it first launched, where the AI would not upgrade its military. Oh my god, I remember that bug. No strategy game bug has ever been as bad as that. Okay, the auto-explore through the fog of war is pretty bad. At least it's funny. The Civ 6 glitch was just straight bad. So, that is it for this video. Thank you to everyone who makes this community a fun community, one full of great ideas, exploring a brand new game that is actually genuinely a joy to play. I really don't feel like my life is getting sucked away in this game. I feel like it is a genuinely good source of entertainment that I spend my time on. So, I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer. I suck just as bad as you do at video games. And I will see you in the next video.